Let's go ahead and expand this natural logarithm as much as possible. To do so, we're going to need some exponent rules, some factoring, and some properties of logarithms. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to split this apart into two separate logs. Because we have a fraction, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a natural log of everything on the inside of the first one, up in our numerator, 2x plus 1 quantity squared, minus the natural log of our denominator. All right, property of log, we have a fraction, we can make that into a subtraction. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is rewrite what's on the inside of this first natural log. I'm going to say it's x minus 1, 2x plus 1 squared. All that, instead of being under a square root, can be raised to the 1/2 as an exponent instead of a square root. It means the same thing. At this point, I'm also going to go ahead and factor what's on the inside of that second natural log. Because it's a difference of squares, this will factor as x plus 3 and x minus 3. All right, next what I'll do is go ahead and, because we have this exponent of 1/2 on the outside attached to everything on the inside of that, I'm going to go ahead and distribute this to each one of these exponents. So it's going to be 1/2 times the 1 and 1/2 times this 2 for our second piece here. So that'll give us what? Natural log of x minus 1 raised to the 1 times 1/2 power makes 1/2 for our new exponent there. And then 2x plus 1 raised to the 2 times 1/2 power, or 1 as its exponent. For the time being, I'll just go ahead and bring along our second natural log, x plus 3, x minus 3. Sorry, this should have been a 3 on the inside here instead of a 9. All right. From here, let's go ahead and say we have a multiplication going on the inside of this first natural log. Multiplication becomes addition between two separate logs. We also have a multiplication going on inside this second natural log, x plus 3, x minus 3. So I'm going to be big parentheses on the outside here. I'm going to use my natural log here. I'm going to go x plus 3 plus natural log of x minus 3. Close that big set of parentheses up. From here, we're almost done, but let's use that other property of logarithms that says if you have an exponent attached to everything on the inside of a log, it can come down in front and become a multiple. So I'm looking at that 1/2 and I'm saying that 1/2 can come down in front. Then we'll bring along the natural log of x minus 1. Plus, because this is a 1 up here, we don't really need to bring that down in front. Natural log of 2x plus 1. And then we have this negative out in front of that big set of parentheses that I pointed out. That negative, or -1, is going to go ahead and get distributed to each one of these natural logs. So it'll actually be minus the natural log of x plus 3, and then it gets distributed to that next one, so it'll be minus the natural log of x minus 3. We can't expand any more, so we're done. It's completely expanded. So I hope this helps out as you're working on all these properties of exponents and logarithmic functions, and doing a little bit of factoring along the way too.